Hello everybody, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. This is just a brief news update of everything that's going on or what's transpired in the last couple days. We're going to start off with from Bloomberg. Bahrain may be uprising too far for Saudis avoiding Iran's grip. So Saudi Arabia is now starting to get involved with this now. With everything going on. Saudi Arabia has watched revolts unfold in Tunisia, Egypt, and Libya. When it comes to Bahrain, the world's largest oil exporter, may not be a mere spectator. Protests in the neighboring islands, where the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet guards Gulf oil supply, are being overshadowed by the challenge to Libya's Muammar Gaddafi. Yet they underscore the sectarian divide in the Muslim world between Shiites and Sunnis that puts Iran on one side and Saudi Arabia on the other, in a region that holds about 55% of the world's crude. Saudi Arabia is concerned about the expansion of the Shiite crescent, said Theodore Karasik, director of research at the Dubai-based Institute of Near East and Gulf Military Analysis. The last thing Riyadh would want to see is Shiite rule in Bahrain. At the end of the day, Saudi Arabia would intervene militarily. And you know what's going to happen if Saudi Arabia starts revolting. It's not going to be good as far as the oil prices go. Alright, next from Discovery News, dolphin manatee deaths baffle scientists. So here comes more animal deaths, guys. These animals have been dying at near record levels, raising the alarm and a whole host of questions. Every 3 bottlenose dolphins, more than half, or 83 bottlenose dolphins, more than half of them newborns, were found dead in January and February. Cold water temperatures were the cause of over half of the 163 manatee deaths in early 2011. I highly doubt that. The BP oil spill may have played a role in some of these facilities, but at this stage the cause of the deaths is uncertain. I'm not going to say may, I'm going to basically say that it did. So, you got that going on. From Disaster Alert Network, you got NASA rocket fails to reach orbit, likely crashes into ocean. Hazelnuts recalled across the United States over E. coli scare. 7 more aftershocks recorded after 14-hour break in Christchurch. Wow. A lot going on. Sunspot activity intensifies on the solar surface. This is from the Extinction Protocol. Sometimes I cannot talk. Big sunspots. Sunspots 1164 and 1166 are so large people are noticing them at sunrise and sunset, where the sun is dimmed by clouds and haze. The dark cores of these regions are many times wider than Earth, so they are conspicuous even from a distance of 93 million miles. Readers who monitor the spots using properly filtered backyard telescopes are likely to see flares in action. Sunspots 1164 in particular has a Delta-class magnetic field that harbors energies for X-class eruptions. Let me see, 1164, 1166. I'm pretty sure you can pull up the Solar Dynamics Observatory. I'll post a link for that if you want to check that out. A coronal mass ejection is en route to Earth, due to arrive on March 6th. The CME is slow moving and not especially massive. Nevertheless, its arrival could provoke geomagnetic storms around the Arctic Circle. High latitude skywatchers should be alert for auroras. More tremors in Iceland. It's from the 5th of March. All of these are magnitude greater than 3. Last 4 hours, I can at least count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's a lot of volcanic activity, especially in this area. There are all volcanoes right here. I think up here too. I'm not really certain, but if you've seen the recent flurry of seismic tremors across Iceland, especially under the volcanic glaciers, we've heard they may be nothing more than frostquakes. What is perhaps more amusing to us is how these cryo-seismic episodes seem to keep erupting only along the Mar Magma Trench that is splitting the country. Good question. 5 quake strikes Kamchatka Peninsula in 24 hours. Wow. These are all volcanoes that are active. That is incredible. Keep in mind, that's different than erupting. Kamchatka contains about 160 volcanoes, with about 29 of them currently considered as being active. Gorely, Karamiski, Kisimen, Bezimieni, and Sheveluk are volcanoes currently under various watches. The quakes which have rattled the peninsula were a 4.7, 4.9, followed by a 5.0 and a 5.1 and a 4.7. So those are pretty big quakes. Pretty good shakeups over there. So there seems to be a gradual increase in intensity and activity. So there's definitely a lot of volcanic activity going on in this region. Antarctic ice mass growing from the bottom up. Antarctica studies of under ice lakes in Antarctica first alerted scientists to the capability of pooled meltwater to refreeze on the bottom of ice sheets and deform the upper layers. But this accretion ice was considered an anomaly, a weird thing that happened over subglacial lakes, not over the entire ice sheet. Antarctic geophysicist Robin E. Bell of Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory told Discovery News. But in examining bright spots found at the bottom of the Antarctica ice sheet, Bell and colleagues have since discovered water is interacting with over a quarter of the bottom of the ice sheet, freezing and pushing the entire ice sheet up in a way that is surprisingly similar to the lake effect. It's interesting. I don't really know too much on that stuff, but then you've probably heard from Dutch Sense about the earthquakes that are taking place in the North Pole. And as you can see, I mean, it's not small either. That's a pretty decent size, 4.8. So I'll post a link to this below so you can read it. And the day after, much of the same. We got the record low for sea ice, which scientists will blame on man-made global warming, but there's no such thing as that. And you got more global warming stuff. Alright, and last but not least, look at that, $7 increase at 2:30 p.m. Crude oil, 104.42. Gold, up 13, 1428.60. Silver is now at $35.33 an ounce. That's up $1.96. So there you have it. That's basically all I got for now. Links will be posted below, and if any of you want to follow up on any individual things here, go for it. Talk to you later. God bless.